I was overwhelmed by how huge the hotel was and just trying to get my bearings. But I remember when I saw JDCR up there with him dressed up as Dragunov, I knew I was getting ready to attend something special, and I was super excited. I also was very scared for JDCR because can you imagine walking into a room where people know that you're a good Tekken player and seeing your picture at the check-in counter? It kind of hit me like how big JDCR actually was. Yeah.
So when we checked in, they gave us our EVO tags and they gave us a cup of noodles.
Yeah, they did.
Which we actually just ate tonight, and they're okay. They're pretty good.
The commercials for them were weird.
This is just a part of the Mandalay Hotel.
Yeah, that's downstairs to the beach, and it literally was a beach.
Yep, here's the beach.
Yeah, it's cool. They actually had a wave pool, although they need to up those waves for sure.
I know.
It was like one wave every 45 or seconds or something.
And the pigeons were really tame. It's as if they grew their entire life there.
This was so shocking. I couldn't believe it. Look at me.
Yep.
I was talking to Tasty Steve, and then JDCR and Saint just walk up right next to me. And I look to my left, and all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap, Shauna, there's JDCR and Saint.
Aaron was starstruck.
Like, I was starstruck, I think, the entire vacation.
And so since no events have started at EVO, I decided to see what gambling was like. And it was one of the most disappointing experiences of my life. You see in my face, I don't realize I just lost.
You're so devastated.
I couldn't believe it was over.
I gave up a whole $1 and get one spin, and that was it.
That was really disappointing.
Look at your face.
You can see it all over my face. Anyways.
I wanted to play the roulette, but I couldn't remember how to play, and I was kind of intimidated because everyone there already acted like they knew what they were doing.
That's why it was intimidating to me. That's why the slots felt safe. This is how you would walk to the EVO event.
There's Matt.
This is the Iowan that found us. Anyways, this is when we first walk into the convention center. And we're seeing all this for the first time.
I was surprised how many non-fighting game related stuff was there.
It's true.
I kind of like those wallets. I saw wallets and I got super excited. And even those hats there. And they were like Overwatch wallets.
Lots of Zelda and Mario.
Yeah, Zelda and Mario.
Typical gaming wallets, but you're at EVO and you'd think you'd get some like sweet Iori wallets or something.
That's what I was looking for. I was looking for either an S&K wallet or... I'm so frustrated. They had Rev 2 poster, but if you looked at their setups, all they had playing was Uniest.
Yep, that was it. That entire square of people was all Uniest.
And don't get me wrong, I really like Uniest, but I wanted to play some I wanted to see people playing some Guilty. I wanted to be able to buy a hard copy of Guilty Gear Rev 2, and they didn't even have a hard copy on sale.
There's the Kill a Kill, which they didn't allow you to record.
No.
But
I never actually got a chance to play it. It kind of reminds me of like Virtuon.
Oh.
It was because it was like a 3D arena type fighter.
Yeah. There's the BenQ setup. This is where all the side tournaments happened, and then the Tekken semifinals happened here.
Mm-hmm.
In this part of the room.
That fight stick's so sweet.
Yeah, it was.
I really like the Fighting Edge and the Hayabusa. Both are super cool. And these they just started selling these. You can get them at Walmart now in the recreation section.
Which is pretty sweet.
It is really sweet. I don't know how good of an emulator it is, but it's only like $300, which is super cheap for a plastic arcade cabinet.
It's true, and they look good.
They do.
They don't look cheap. So if we had a bigger house, I'd probably want to get one. Just to have for fun.
Arcade 1-up, a home arcade.
Yeah. Dead or Alive looks really disappointed that we're over here.
I liked the stations that actually provide you with arcade sticks so you could get a feel for what the other arcade sticks felt like. I actually don't know what brand that was. There's a guy with a squid on his head.
Yeah, wearing a hot dog suit.
This was actually one of my favorite booths.
Yeah, this game was
Even
fun.
though I've played this in Des Moines, I enjoyed it a lot more playing it with just you and me.
Yeah,
you know?
It was fun.
I definitely like Fighting EX Lair, and if they ever make a hard copy of it, I might pick it up, especially since they're now going to bring Terry Bogard to it. Oh, this was the indie setup right here.
Yep, this is where Animevo was, right?
Yes, they did the Animevo tournaments there.
And this is the area where everyone was selling merchandise. They were actually still setting up when I was recording this. Not all the booths were filled in yet. This is day one, basically.
People were still getting set up. Even though there was like a lot of anime boobies that they were showing at some of the stuff, they're trying to sell us, there was some really cool stuff.
I thought this was the coolest. Presentation.
I couldn't find a T-shirt I liked. They had a ton of T-shirts, but I didn't like any of them. I didn't like the Guilty Gear ones. I didn't like the Tekken ones, the Street Fighter ones.
Yeah.
I almost don't even want to talk about
well,
this.
Well, it's SNK setup, and just the fact that there was like nothing cool there is why I wanted to report it, because I couldn't believe how lame the SNK setup was.
It was all SNK heroines, nothing to do with King of Fighters. I was surprised how many people actually were not wearing Terry Bogard hats. I think I only saw one or two other people with Fatal Fury red and white hats.
And you took yours off as soon as everyone started asking about SNK heroines.
Oh man, I was so... yeah.
Here's a Smash Bros. Presentation for what's that new game?
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
It had a huge line constantly. There was always a huge line to try it out.
Everyone was lined up in front of that picture, and then no one could take pictures.
Yep.
So they moved everyone out just so we could get pictures.
That is a super sweet picture, though.
Yeah, it really is. I think it's on the front of the collector's edition box of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
That side of the room was all Smash Bros. Well, they sold lots of arcade stick accessories, which was cool to see. I didn't even know that was a popular thing. There was lots of options.
Look at all those buttons.
Yeah. We didn't actually purchase from this vendor. You'll see the one that we purchased from later. Lots of stuffed animals and characters and such.
I know my nephew Jake would love all that stuff.
Jake would love that section.
This was the Animevo section right here.
Yeah.
There's your favorite Ganryu.
There's Ganryu.
That was so much fun. I'm so glad we at least got to try it. I wanted so bad to try an arcade Tekken machine, and Tekken Tag was perfect for us. Tekken Tag 2.
Yep.
I had so much fun.
I want to get Tekken Tag 2 for our PlayStation 2, 3.
I was trying to do my Korean backdashes, and that ball top flung off. Xiao Hai.
Xiao Hai.
And E.T.
And E.T.
Right there, yeah.
This is when we saw them for the first time.
This was the beginning of the King of Fighters tournament.
Yep.
And here was E.T.'s so nice.
Yeah. You asked him to sign your King of Fighters 14.
And so he wanted to videotape it.
And he was like, yeah! He was very happy to do it, and he recorded it being done. I wish I knew what he was streaming to. Like what? Because he was streaming, because I could see like comments rolling on his. He recorded me.
Yeah. Here's him playing his Iori.
Yeah, and he won.
As usual. I'm actually super surprised he got third, because this entire year he's been getting first. And
here's where you asked him to sign it, and he was happy to.
That was so cool. Supposedly he's an official SNK teacher, which I have no idea what that means, but he's from China, and he's just so cool.
We learned that you couldn't play 2-player on this machine.
Which is why nobody was playing on it.
Right, nobody was playing this, and we're like, oh, let's go play. And we find out
it's only single player.
It's got the joystick and buttons for second player, but it only played 1 player, which was pretty lame.
I was so excited. I was like, Sean, let's play King of Fighters 98. And you're like, okay.
Okay.
Here we go, Dead or Alive EVO Showdown. This is the prototype. This is the beta of the 6th installment. Here's all these buttons.
Here's where we made our purchase.
I can't believe I could not find a good Kin button.
No, they just had that ball top.
Which was super sweet, but I like the ball top I have now. I didn't want the... I wanted a Kin picture like that, but I want it to be the button. And then why would you use the defeated buttons for your characters?
I don't know. All the Street Fighter buttons were defeated buttons.
Or it was the defeated pictures. So like when they lose, they have the beat up picture.
Yeah, the beat up faces.
Big mistake.
I agree.
I love Brooks. I'm a huge fan of anything Brooks makes. As well as I'm a fan of anything Ori makes.
This is where you could get your arcade stick customized with a...
There's kind of like a vinyl cover that they put on your stick and then melted it to your stick, so that way it would last hopefully forever.
Yeah.
That stick is used by JimmyJTran from Tekken and used by Xiao Hai from King of Fighters 14. And it's so sweet because it's so easy to customize. I captured this person just because he was a Byaku player, and then I later found out he's actually a pretty well-known Byaku player in America, JDR.
Here I try again. This isn't the last time I was going to try. If I lost this, I wasn't going to do it anymore. But, this was a different machine, and it was a little more complicated, in my opinion. There were all these buttons, and I was like, I just want to pull the handle.
I like how that handle pulls you out of your seat.
I thought maybe you have to pull really hard.
This is like the cutest video ever.
Oh, thank you. There's all these buttons, and none of them made sense. I just wanted to be able to
pull the
lever.
Right. It's not like you could time how they spun. I think
know.
it was your bets. I think you just
could not figure it out.
So I started to come over to help you,
Yep,
which
he
is
came
why
over to help.
I didn't actually get to video capture when you actually landed.
I did spin it, and I did win $3.
And you got even though it was 777.
I know, you would have thought that would have been the jackpot. No, it's
so.
$3. So.
And they don't even print out money. They print you out a ticket. But at least it was $3.
But at least I went and got my cash. I was pretty excited. I can't, look at my face. Compared to the other video, I'm so happy.
You should show a shot of your face now versus your face when you just took your dollar.
I will.
That was so funny. You're all talkative now.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm like, film me getting my money. And then that lady's like, he can't film here.
Oh.
And I was like, what? Oh, okay.
No, you could say that.
It
was so expensive.
Our expensive sushi date.
It was good sushi. That smoking dragon was my favorite sushi I've ever had before because it had like garlic pellets in it with the raw fish. It was so delicious.
It was really good.
Look at that ingredients.
It was full. It was very good. And here are these cute little ice cream balls. They were very good. Mochi, yep. There you said it right there.
Mochi, they were so good.
It was almost like a ice cream candy.
Yeah.
And here's where you get JDCR to sign. Someone gave him a present.
It was so nice of him.
Yep, he was very nice. He was very quiet.
He is
but very polite.
Very Asian.
Yep.
This was where they were creating the brackets. Mm-hmm. They were trying to weed out everybody at these tournaments. Mm-hmm. Which you knew he was going to make it to at least semifinals.
Well, of course. But it was fun to be that close. Of course you can't be that close during semifinals.
Right.
But you got to be right there over his shoulder.
Yeah, look at his stick. It does wobble.
Yep.
It's because it's a Korean stick and it doesn't have that gate on it. But it's so interesting to me how loose his stick is, and I wonder if that lever is the reason why he's so good at doing instant while running twos. He staccatos his buttons, and I think that's really cool. Mm-hmm. This guy was so nice because he was in a hurry, and I was afraid I was going to miss him, Qudans, and he put his arcade stick down on the floor where people were walking around just so he could sign the copy of my game. Mm-hmm. That's Harada right there, and I didn't realize it until after he gave the... I just watched that on YouTube recently because I didn't know that was Harada because I've never followed Harada, the maker of Tekken. I've only followed the people who play Tekken. And evidently the maker of Tekken also plays Tekken.
Well, that's good.
This guy's so nice. And it's so cool that he was holding his wife's hand while he was walking around. And there's his wife right there, videotape. Lil Majin. He got third. He's like one of the first Americans to not only make it to the top 8, but also get third at EVO. And JimmyJTran, who was super nice to me, but I think the next day he was walking next to me, and I think I was just asking too many questions because he was kind of like, can you just leave me alone? So I felt kind of bad. After that, if I saw anyone famous, I didn't really talk to him because I didn't want to annoy anybody.
He's hanging out with JDCR.
Yeah, he and JDCR are friends, which is interesting because JDCR put him in loser's bracket, which I know that doesn't mean anything, but it was cool that those two people right there got to fight each other. Mm-hmm. I learned so much about Tekken from those two standing right there. And then I waved at JDCR anyways back.
Here's me in my tournament.
Yeah. You're going up against Lars, who everyone considers as bottom tier.
Well, that doesn't make me feel very good.
No, I'm not.
Because I lost.
No, I'm not.
But here I win.
Saint said it, and I agree. There's no such thing as bottom tier if you like them.
Okay, well, I was Kazumi.
With the tiger.
Yep.
Here's your round.
Yep.
Good job. You got him with the tiger.
Yep. That's how I always get them.
And then it looks like I'm battling you here. And then
yeah, that's not me.
I couldn't believe how supportive people were behind me, even though I was losing. There was that one African-American dude that was like from the South or something. He was sitting from behind me, and he was telling me, kind of giving me little encouragements, little coaching, you know? Mm-hmm. Be like, you got this, man, you got this. This guy was so nice because I've never played Street Fighter V before, and he taught me how to play Street Fighter V that day.
This was my souvenir I bought at one of the stands, and I'm really excited about it. It's super cool, and it's double-sided.
Here's Xiao Hai. I learned how to play Iori from this guy right here. Some people call him the only real Iori Yagami just because he's flawless with Iori.
Going up against E.T.
I couldn't believe how both of them main Shanae. Like, I knew Shanae was good, but I didn't know he was, like, a favorite. Mm-hmm. There's that Kwamba Dragon that Xiao Hai's using. I couldn't actually see what stick E.T. used. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I never even paid attention.
In all honesty, I was really kind of disappointed in King of Fighters XIV Hydern because I really liked Hydern from '94, and one of my favorite moves from Hydern was taken away from him for King of Fighters XIV, and I don't understand why. He's still considered top tier by most people, though.
Well, these two both liked him.
Yeah, it's kind of violent there, a little bit dramatic. Not as dramatic as Mortal Kombat, but I didn't see Mortal Kombat represented at all.
That's true. I never saw any Mortal Kombat. The entire time, not even like t-shirts or anything.
Injustice 2 was the only other Realms game represented there, and even then they did their whole tournament, I think, within like the first day. E.T. looks nervous there. Mm-hmm. Warming up those hands. That part was hilarious.
That they kept doing the same thing.
Yeah, that they kept countering each other with this. It's like neither one of them were willing to give up. It's cool that if you watch this tournament on YouTube, you can see us in the background with my arm around you.
Yep. There he won. Mm-hmm. Well, won against Xiao Hai.
But then he had to go up against ZWJ or ZJW or WJZ. Naj needs to be nerfed. I'm ready. I'm already ready for King of Fighters 3.2. Her combos are super easy, and like with just 1 meter, she can take out over half your health. And she can do wall bounce. It's just not fair. And she has a counter which she can combo off of. It's just not fair.
It's true. She has a counter.
That she can,
just like Rock Howard and Geese Howard.
And Yamazaki. Except unlike all those people, I mean, they can't combo off their counters. Their counters become instant knockdowns. Or with her, she could counter someone and then get a combo off of it. It is so broken. King of Fighters didn't really get much representation, period. Right there, did you see that counter?
Yep.
Into this combo, look at the red bar. Look how much health that counter took out.
Yeah.
No wonder Xiao Hai lost. Oh, that was insane. Yeah. Man. But see how much work he had to put into it to do the exact same amount of damage that Naj did with that one counter? Mm-hmm. The zoning here. Oh, I felt so bad for him because I'm pretty sure he did not mean to do that. Look at him. He was
really disappointed, and everyone was like, good job, and he kept shaking his head like he was really disappointed.
He did not mean to do that, DP. No. That was a complete accident. He was
pretty mad. You can just kind of see it.
Yeah.
Like he's smiling, but you can see.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool. He sat right next to me.
E.T. all smiles.
He's so happy. It makes you just like him. Look at him smiling.
Right. I don't remember him smiling at EVO 2016 or EVO 2017 when King of Fighters was.
Look at how happy he is. Just sitting there. The other guy doesn't say a word to him.
No. He just wants to win. I really don't understand why they made up a character when they could have just brought back a legacy character.
There's so many characters they could have brought that people would have really appreciated. Mm-hmm. I never understand that about modern fighting games, how they keep making these characters out of nowhere when people really want these characters they had from other games.
Yes, they do that all the time. Nobody liked it that Noctis got put into Tekken. Mm-hmm. Nobody even knows who Negan is. Everyone's watching The Walking Dead right now to figure out why Harati chose Negan. I'm not even joking. Like every famous YouTuber that I watch on YouTube right now, whenever you watch their reaction videos, they're like, so both Legendary Mihawk, Eris, and King J all said the same thing. I started watching The Walking Dead so I can kind of get an idea of why Harati chose this character. Someone else wrote in the comments of King J's video, or it was Legendary Mihawk's video, that Harati is like 5 years too late. Everyone knew who Noctis was, you know?
Yeah. He was from a game.
He was from Final Fantasy 15.
He was from a game, which is in our realm.
Right.
To throw in some character from a TV show is just so strange.
I love the meme, and if I find it, you should put it in here. But it's the meme of the 3 remaining characters are going to be Garfield, Jerry Seinfeld, and then someone else. I can't remember what it is. Like, how can you take that seriously? Animevo, the waifu series. Not everyone has a waifu. Some people actually have real girlfriends and wives.
And E.T. wins and gives him a hug. It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
He rubs his back like it's okay. He's lost.
That's so funny. I'm sorry you lost, man, but I'm going to give you a hug and rub your back.
It's going to be okay. His arcade stick was right there.
Then, of course, they have to advertise SNK heroines in the background.
While they're getting awarded.
While they're getting awarded. They can't even show King of Fighters 14.
I know. The medals are pretty cool.
I agree.
They're not all gaudy and weird. They just got the EVO in front and then what place they got on the back. Only time I saw that kid smile was when he got his medal.
Right.
Someone was like, when he got that picture, he's like, I don't play any of these characters. It is funny that's the award, though. I think it's Kyo and Iori or something.
I couldn't tell.
And this was really fun.
This was amazing.
Capcom
I don't
versus
regret
SNK
seeing this. These guys were so good.
They were so good at this game.
And like you said, I am baffled about how awesome the backgrounds are in this game.
Yeah,
right there, that's insane. He did get hit. He did get hit at the last time, but when you think about how much he parried, and his parried timing, I mean, that's basically moment 37 right there.
Yeah.
You know, and we got to witness it. Us and like a small crowd.
It was a small crowd too.
Like, these guys did not get near the amount of support and appreciation that they deserve for how good they were at this game. I was really shocked that this guy's groove of choice was King of Fighters 94 style groove, where you had to charge your character to get meter. Because I didn't think anybody would play that competitively, just because it seems too much work. Oh my goodness, that parry. He still got hit, but still, he's like...
These guys are so animated and have so much personality.
I know.
It was fun.
That was... He tried to give him a hug, but he just picks him up off the floor, That was so much fun. I really enjoyed Capcom vs. SNK too. And even though it was a small crowd, there was so much hype.
People were really into it. I didn't actually start. I started filming because people were so into it. Here we are waiting for Uniest.
This was my least favorite part of the entire vacation. Because one, the information desk lied to us and told us that Uniest was going to be
where we just were watching SNK.
And then they did the scheduling all weird. The winner of Grand Finals was competing in the top 8 for BlazBlue Cross Tag. And so they had to wait for BlazBlue Cross Tag to finish before they could have Grand Finals, because the guy who was in the top 8 of BlazBlue Cross Tag was in the Grand Finals for Uniest, and the schedules clashed. But they could have told us so we could have gone and watched
something else.
Like, it was starting to go on 7. Unfortunately, as much as I like Uniest and I enjoy playing it with the 29th Chamber in Des Moines, that was my least favorite experience at EVO.
So here's your stick right after it got customized.
It looks amazing. Like, I was tempted to just keep it just like that because it looked like a musical instrument. But I like how I have it customized now. That looks gorgeous. I loved how your stick turned out.
I was really excited about it.
It's so girly and yet at the same time so cool, which is hard for me to
I think it's super cool.
Say. Oh my goodness. Semifinals in Tekken. This was the highlight of the tournament for me.
It's true. Except right on our left was Dead or Alive?
It was Dead or Alive
or whatever.
6. Yeah.
And they were so loud. It was ridiculous.
Oh, I hated that. We ended up moving.
We moved.
They were blazing out everybody else in the auditorium. Like, the only thing you could hear was Dead or Alive 6.
And look at how much room there was for them to go somewhere else.
And all those people right there. Hey, there's Eris back there. Like, the majority of the people in that room were there to watch Tekken semifinals. Like, there was probably about a quarter of the crowd in size watching Dead or Alive 6, but then the rest of the auditorium was watching semifinals of Tekken 7. This was a really good match, by the way, between Joe Fury and JimmyJTran. I was super impressed with JimmyJTran. Yeah, Joey has to disconnect his DualShock controller because Sony is the people who made the PS4 are a bunch of idiots. You can't just plug and play. Even though there was times he scared me, I thought Pokechop was pretty funny. Like, he was super
Pokechop is quite intimidating, really. Because he's got wild eyes.
And he's so loud.
And he's so loud and intense.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like he's constantly flexing every muscle.
Right. Like, the veins in his neck are bulging.
Yeah, and his
talking.
eyes are bulging, and he's loud.
Like, if you didn't know who he was, you would think he was constantly on drugs. This part was amazing. I couldn't believe it.
It was fun to watch this. And he won.
And he won. And John Dean congratulated him.
And everyone was so proud of Lil Majin.
Yeah. And he was so good at entertaining the audience with like his facial expressions and stuff.
Yep.
Like, you get like right here, I'll go to the camera, and then he does the king symbol, the 2 thumbs down. Yep. He's such a cool guy.
He was cool.
I really like Lil Majin.
Yeah.
I'm so happy he got 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
People were so hyped for him.
Yeah.
Is that Pokechop right there giving him a hug?
I think so. Is it?
Yeah,
yep.
That's Pokechop right there giving him a hug. I learned everything about Brian Fury and Dragunov from JDCR and JimmyJTran, also known as Mr. Naps, which I did get to ask him why some people call him Mr. Naps, and he said that in the past Mr. Naps was his old streamer name. And then when he started getting really big into Tekken, he changed it. I also thought it was really cool that JimmyJTran, he said he will not stream Brian Fury because Brian Fury's timing is so precise that to play him online would mess him up for actual tournaments. So he said, if you're looking for me to play Brian Fury, you're not going to see it on online. Which is really interesting to me because Nee, who invented Taunt Jet Upper, I've seen him play Brian Fury online. But I also know that every time I watch a Korean play Tekken, they have a perfect connection. I've never seen 4 green bars in Tekken. It's always 5 blue. I've not once experienced 5 blue bars in the 283 hours I've spent playing Tekken. Not once. Taunt Jet Upper right there. That part was so exciting. Oh, man. What a comeback. I felt so bad for JimmyJTran, but it was still such a good match. He did seem a little bit more nervous than I'm used to seeing him.
Well, EVO's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Chain of Misery grab. I used to practice that with you.
In Tekken.
In Tekken. No, not in real life.
JDCR was pretty serious.
Yeah, JDCR was in the zone at this point.
I think he was ready to go to bed.
Yeah, I think so too. He's like, I'm done entertaining. Oh, and then that's it. Because at this point, it was like going on midnight.
It was late, yeah.
Because they didn't start semifinals till 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. And I think that's why JDCR tried to hurry up. He wanted to go to bed.
Yeah.
He had a big tournament tomorrow.
I know. Here's Xiao Hai versus Saint.
Yeah.
Do you know Jack 7's name changes depending on what Tekken game it is? So like in Tekken 5, Jack's name was Jack 5.
I did not know that.
Xiao Hai was super good.
He was. Apparently this was his first EVO and he ended up winning it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah, it is. Semifinals was amazing.
Mm-hmm. It was so fun to be there. That was my favorite tournament to watch next to Capcom vs. SNK.
Mm-hmm.
Though I really did enjoy King of Fighters though too.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my 3 favorites.
King of Fighters was awesome, but I think because it was early in the morning and people were still waking up, it had less hype.
Yeah. There really weren't that many people there.
No. I felt so bad for this kid because Pokechop was so loud and vocal about who he was betting on. And he was like, I bet on JDCR.
I know. I thought that was awfully rude.
I thought that was rude too.
He was making it so loud that he was voting for, or betting for
JDCR. And this kid did so well too.
Mm-hmm.
His Jin was awesome. Look at that. I wouldn't even be able to do that much damage to JDCR. He was being super careful. I really do think Pokechop kind of made this kid more nervous.
Mm-hmm. Well, it lowered his spirits a bit.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm going to bed. Did you see his fist?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I never followed Anakin because he's a Jack 7 player too. Actually, Anakin used to main someone else, and I can't remember who it was. But Qudans is an amazing Devil Jin. And I want to learn Devil Jin because of Qudans.
He did really well.
He got
came in
second.
Yep.
I know. And he signed my CD.
Yep.
He was the one who put his arcade stick on the ground so that he could sign
your CD. And he was in a hurry to go somewhere.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that all those announcers were behind that curtain.
Mm-hmm.
This part was so cool because Narami was asking which side to take, and instead of playing paper, scissors, rocks, Lil Majin just gave it to him.
Yeah, he's like, you just take the side you want.
Yeah, you just pick the side you want. I don't care.
Yep. Here's it. That's where he got in the top 8.
Yeah, against Narama.
Everyone's so excited for him.
Oh, I was so happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
That was so awesome. And then we celebrated before we went to bed with
a milk shake.
And getting a chocolate shake and a vanilla shake.
Yep.
And I asked for whipped cream and cherry, and they just simply brought us a bowl of cherries.
Yep. And this was our last night there.
Yeah.
So that was our view at nighttime, which was pretty cool.
It was
57th
really cool.
floor
Mm-hmm.
was where we were.
It was
a really good time, and I'd love to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Would you want tickets to the top 8? No.
I still don't think it would be worth it because when you're doing these semifinals, you're right by them.
Right.
You're so close.
Right.
Where with that top 8
you're in an
thing,
arena.
You might as well watch it on Twitch because you're so far away.
Right.
The only difference is you'd be around people that were all excited and yelling and stuff. We're leaving and we're gonna head to Hoover Dam.
Oh man.
Which is where things started going downhill for us.
You made a good point. You know how when you go on vacation, it's kind of sad when you're leaving because you don't want to leave. But with EVO, because it was over,
yeah,
I was totally okay with leaving.
Right, you're not leaving anything behind.
Exactly.
EVO's over.
EVO's over, and EVO's what made Mandalay Bay fun.
Right. Vegas, there's nothing there that I'm interested in, and gambling's not fun for me, and
strippers are immoral. But we didn't actually see any strippers because we didn't go to the strip.
We never left the hotel.
Because it was so huge.
Yeah, we had so much fun where we were. So we're like, I gotta get a sign for Boulder City because of Fallout New Vegas.
Because we robbed a bank in Boulder City in that game.
Yeah.
And then we ended up paying for it because we had to stay there.
For 2 nights.
For 2 nights.
3 days.
Yeah, danger. Keep off the wall. But yeah, it went up to my waist.
I could lean over and film. I was nervous too, but it would be so easy to fall off that wall.
I couldn't believe it.
And they built this thing in the 30s.
1931 to 1935.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
So it turns out our car was
a mess.
Our car was a mess.
But fortunately, it's not a lemon, at least not yet.
Not yet, no. It had hidden problems that didn't come out till our trip. So we stayed at El Rancho. In Boulder City.
In Boulder City. That restaurant was so
And we ate at this mom and
Southwest Diner mom.
They served us water in giant jars, quart jars.
Which I appreciated.
Southwest Diner. And there's our hotel right there. You can see it back there.
Boulder City actually is a pretty city.
It's a pretty and quiet city.
A lot of senior citizens there, and they roll up the sidewalks at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Like everything closes at 8.
And this is the only hotel I've been in that didn't use card keys. It used real keys.
So glad that's behind us. I tried so hard to keep control of my emotions, but I was so stressed.
I couldn't barely handle it.
As awesome as EVO was, the last 2 days in Boulder City were so stressful because we weren't supposed to be in Boulder City for 2 days.
We were supposed to be home on Tuesday. We didn't go home until Thursday.
Right. And it was a very expensive fix because our rear shocks had to be replaced. The control arm on the right passenger side was, for the steering, was broken. The AC, they said the whole AC system was bad. Like the compressor burnt up, but everything else in it, like the condenser and the evaporator and all that jazz, they highly recommended replacing that. And I did not want another breakdown. So anything they suggested, I pretty much went with.
Ball bearings.
The ball bearings went out.
There's some sort of leak.
Coolant leak. The water pump that connects to the engine was leaking coolant. So fortunately, it was not the engine itself leaking coolant, but the water pump. Which I'm so grateful they caught that. And I wish so bad our mechanics in Iowa had caught that before we went on our trip. And I hope everything that they fixed was all that was wrong and that there's nothing else wrong.
Exactly. So thank you for taking the time to watch our EVO experience, and I would love to go there again. It would be really cool to go to EVO Japan someday, one of these years. A lot of saving up before then. But
I know. A lot of people went who didn't speak Japanese, so I hope that means it's pretty easy to navigate Tokyo.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is. Plus we have a little bit of Japanese now under our belt.
Now that I've kind of set Tekken a little bit to the side, I'm trying to think about what I can do while we're practicing Japanese, because there's not much repetition in my other 2D fighters. So I can still practice wave dashing in Tekken 7. I'll never give up on Tekken 7 just because it's my favorite fighting game.
It's really well made.
Excited about Season 2?
I'm excited about Season 2. I hope Gonryu is in Season 2.
I hope so too. And I hope that Negan sucks so bad that we don't see him in tournament play.
Yeah, and we don't see any more characters from TV shows in Tekken.
Or RPGs.
Or RPGs. Just fighting game characters. Come on.
I know, seriously.
Come on. But yeah. EVO was way more fun than I was expecting it to be, and I want to go again.
That was awesome.
So,
thank you so much for coming with me.
You're welcome. And thank you everyone for watching.